Good evening. So, as it is quite certain that prelims is going to happen on 4th of October, because recently UPSC has released the admit card, and you people got the chance earlier that you can change the exam center. So, I just want to wish a very good luck for those students who are going to appear for prelims 2020. Moreover, as you people are being aware that UPSC has also declared that the prelims examination for 2020-21 is going to happen in the month of June, and the mains examinations are going to happen in the month of September and October 2020-21. So I am getting this request from my students that they want me to simply record a small video. Under that I will simply tell them that how you can do the answer writing practice for the mains examination. See, as you all are being very much aware that prelims is an examination in the UPSC civil services which is a state of elimination. Okay, that UPSC wants to select only those candidates who are being comparatively good and they have a kind of a good amount of knowledge. So prelims is something where there is no need to have any kind of writing practice, because you are aware about this, that you have a 4 choice for every questions and you just need to choose the right one. Okay, so the point is you have the answer in front of you, but when it comes to the mains examination, a question has been given to you and you have to write an answer. So as you know, it is a subjective paper that you need to write. Now, as the time is being kind of quite less left for 2021 examination, so I have just done a very small analysis of the examination, which I've also provided in my earlier videos. So I'm just going to provide you in very brief that, as you know, that in case of GS papers for the mains examination, we have 4 papers in total, and every paper is having a title. Like for example, in the GS paper number 1 you have the questions from the history, in paper number 2 you have questions from geography, in paper number 3 you have questions from economics, in paper number 4 you have the questions from ethics and aptitude. So every paper is being defined with certain things that you need to prepare for these areas. Okay, broadly if you see that the papers are only 4, but when you simply divide the things, you know, from the perspective of subject wise, then when you divide it properly, you will find there are around 13 subjects that you need to prepare for the mains examination. Like you have world history, you have the history of India, then you have the post-independence India, then you have Indian economy, you have science and technology, you have disaster management, you have international relations, ethics, aptitude, so many things you have. So in total you have around 13 things that you need to prepare for the mains examination. Plus you have 2 papers for your optional paper. So like an optional paper, as you know, whatever subject you are going to choose, you have multiple things that you need to prepare. Like for example, if you choose commerce, so in commerce you have subjects like cost accounting, financial accounting, so many things you need to prepare, like taxation, then you have auditing, so many things. So in 2 papers you have so many things that you need to prepare. Then those people who are from English medium, do remember they also need to prepare the compulsory paper of Hindi. Okay, and then after that you also need to prepare for essay paper. So in total, as you know, that we have around 17 areas. So if you people want the categorized syllabus that I have divided into 13 parts, then you can simply mail me on my given email address on the YouTube video. Like in this video I will mention my email address. On that you can simply send me the email and I will simply send you the categorized syllabus, so that it will be kind of comparatively easier for you to understand the mains examination syllabus and you can prepare accordingly. So what I'm trying to say, in 1 year normally which has been given by students, that 17 areas you need to prepare. Now we are being standing in the month of September and the exam is going to happen for the next year in the month of June. So what we are believing, that in this year we have 4 months left and in the next year you have around 6 months. So in total 10 months are being left. So if you simply convert this into the number of days, so we have around 300 days left for our prelims 2021. Okay, so if you divide it by 17, then what you will find, around 18 to 19 days is being left for each and every subject that you need to prepare. Okay, that 18 to 19 areas you need to prepare for each, and which is being left you to prepare for everything. So point is what, the time is being very less. Now mains is something where students are being facing issues a lot, specifically in terms of not preparing the content, because content you will get easily that you can simply get from certain books, certain material of the institutes and the other sources from the internet. But the one issue that is being faced by the students is what? That how we can practice for the answer writing. See, answer writing is something which is being very important, and only with the help of this you will be able to get a good rank in the civil service examination. So what I want to tell you here about the writing practice that you people should do in the UPSC civil service examination. See, point is what? Those people who are already good in terms of writing, like as if you are writing the articles, if you're writing, certain journals, and you are writing certain things in your college magazine, then it is being comparatively easier for those candidates who have that kind of a background to write the answers in the mains examination. The problem is with those students, who are hardly involved in this kind of activity, and they find it very difficult to simply do, and to have some sort of a edge in the mains answer writing. So I'm just telling you a way by which you can prepare, or you can equip yourself, that how you need to start the answer writing practice. Because normally what the students have been doing, they start writing the answers from the very first day, and when they're not being able to get a good feedback from the institute or whatever tutor they're being considering for the purpose of evaluation, when they're not getting good feedback, they really feel discouraged. So I'm just going to tell you a step by step by which you will be able to cope up with the other students, that how I can write good answers. See, first thing that you need to understand, that whatever question is being asked by the examiner, you need to understand that properly. So you need to read the question multiple times to understand that what is the actual demand of the question, that what exactly they are being asking. Okay, like for example, if I'll give you one question which was asked by UPSC 2 or 3 years back, like that question was about FDI. Under that they asked 3 things that you need to write in 250 words. Like one part of the question was, justify the need for FDI for the development of the economy. That is the one part that they asked. The second thing they asked was that in the recent time, lot of memorandum of understanding have been signed, but when it comes to the practical implementation of those MOUs which is being signed with the Indian companies are being quite less. That means that foreign companies have been showing a lot of interest to come to our country for the purpose of investment, but when it comes to coming to India and doing the business, that has been quite less. So example, if 10 people have been signing the agreement, then hardly 2-3 have been coming, and the remaining are simply stepping out, that we are not going to invest in our country. Okay. So second part was why there is a difference between the MOU signed and the actual, kind of turn up in our economy for the purpose of FDI. And the third thing in that question was what kind of steps you can simply take to overcome those issues. So it was MOUs and the differences was asked. Imagine 3 things were asked in this question. So if you start writing the answer from the very first day, that I will simply read the FDI topic and then I'll start writing the answers in your own language. If you're not very good in terms of the writing skills and the other, then you will not be able to get good marks, and you will get a negative feedback, and you will feel discouraged that I'm not able to write the good answer, so I should not do it. Okay, or you will start writing less, and you will be kind of frightened that what if I'll get a negative feedback again and again in my upcoming answer. So what you need to do, once you read the question and you have a complete understanding if this is the demand of the question, then after that what you need to do, you need to consult certain sources to gather the material. Like you can simply refer your class notes, whatever you have. You can simply refer the textbooks, whatever you've been referring, and then you can simply refer the internet sources. So first of all, gather the material. See, it is a time-taking process. Obviously, it will take around 1 hour, 2 hours even to write one answer. But the point is, it is worth spending, because that will help you in terms of building your skills for the answer writing. Okay. So point is what, once you will gather all the points, then start writing the answer by copying it from these sources, whatever you kind of consulted. Simply start writing the answer. See, first thing that you need to look upon is your presentation part. Presentation is what? If I'm start writing the answer from this, then I need to complete the line. It should not be like that in one line you've been writing this much, in the second line you're writing this much, in the third one you're writing this much. No. there has to be proper presentation that will look good, and that you need to practice from the very first day, because if you make a habit and you will think that when I'll write the answer in the examination I will simply write in a very good way, that won't happen, I'm telling you. Okay, so from the very first day, see and look and work for your presentation part. So if you're starting the wordings from here, then end it here. Are you getting? So write it properly. So presentation you need to look upon. Now when you're being simply finishing up the paragraph here, then start it, then again, and then write in this way, so that it will look decent, it will look good. Whatever margins you have, that you need to take care of it. I'm just telling you that if this is the space where you need to write the answers. Okay, then after that, whatever things you basically copied, start writing it one by one. Okay, the second thing that you need to work upon from the very first day is basically that whatever content I'm providing is as per the requirement of the question. Okay, so content need to be taken care of from the very first day to learn how to write a good answer. The third thing that you need to look upon is what? That you need to simply go and see, after writing the answer, when I'm again reading it, whether I'm getting a proper flow in the answer or not, that whether my paragraphs are being properly connected, and whatever ideas I want to provide, is it going in a proper flow or not. Now if you want to learn this, for this you need to read the newspaper carefully. Like in the newspaper, when you read the editorial, what you will find that all the paragraphs which are being provided by the writer, the way he's been writing, you will find that every paragraph is being properly connected and there is a very proper flow of idea. You will find that all the paragraphs are being properly connected and the idea is being properly flowing from the very first paragraph, that is the introduction, and to the conclusion part. So you need to understand this thing, that I need to learn that how to provide a proper flow. So what you need to do in the beginning, you need to work on these three things: presentation, content, and then there is a proper connectivity between the paragraphs. I hope you're getting me. Moreover, there are certain things, I would say that people are being misled in the UPSC examination when it comes to writing the answer, and that is what? That certain people are being suggesting you that writing the answer in the point form is comparatively better in comparison to the paragraph form. See, there is no such rule given by UPSC. It totally depends upon you what way you want to write the answer, whether you want to follow the paragraph form or you want to follow simply the point form. And moreover, as per my opinion, it totally depends upon the demand of question, that whether a particular question which is being asked by the UPSC requiring you to write the answer in the point form, or you can say in the paragraph form. Normally where you will find that you need to write an answer about 2-3 aspects, then it is always, or you can say it is comparatively better, that you should choose the point form of writing the answer. But when it comes to explaining something, then it is always been better, you can simply use the paragraph form to write the answer. Are you getting what I'm saying? And if it is a question where you need to explain something and you also need to highlight certain areas, then it is always good to have a mixture of both. So there is no such rule that which one is going to fetch you more marks. That is totally depending upon the demand of question, and moreover it also depends upon your style, that which style you want to follow. I hope you're getting my point. The third thing is what? Certain people are being like that if your handwriting is being quite good, then you will get comparatively more marks. See, there is nothing like that. Your handwriting should be readable, I would say. It's not like that you need to write in a very wonderful and handwriting has to be very good. It should not be like this. It just need to be readable. It has to be kind of, properly presented, I would say. Are you getting? So it's not like that you will get an edge if your writing is being beautiful. Obviously it will look good when you see your answer sheet, but the point is, if your handwriting is not very good, so don't worry about that. Only you need to focus that it has to be readable. And that you can easily do if it is not readable by doing practice. Like what the certain people I found that what they've been doing when it comes to writing the answer, when it comes to writing the word, sometimes they've been writing a word which is being straight. Like if I'm writing like this way, I am, the third word they will write in a slanted way, and then fourth word they will write in a straight. So either you can follow a way by which you will write all the words in a straight way. I am going to school. So if you're writing in a straight letter, then write it straight. If you're writing in slanted way, I am going to my native place. So point is what, if you're writing in a slanted way, then you write all the words in that particular way so that it will look comparatively better. Okay. The fifth thing is that certain people will tell you that you need to write difficult words so that the examiner will think you're being extraordinarily intelligent. It's not like that. See, if your vocabulary is not very strong, and UPSC is never demanding those candidates whose vocabulary is being kind of very strong. No, it's not like that. Point is, vocabulary, if you talk about, you just need to write or use the simple words. The more simple you write, the more easy for the examiner to understand. So there is nothing like that you need to write the tough words. Your vocabulary has to be strong and you have to be person like Shashi Tharoor. No, it's not like that. You just need to write the simple words so that the examiner will be able to understand. The next thing that you need to understand in case of answer writing is what? That whenever you're writing the answer, try to make small sentences instead of big one. Okay, so point is what? In the initial phase, if you work on this, so point is what? You're not supposed to use your own language if you're not very good in terms of writing. Use this, that write the answer by copying and learn these things first of all. Once you know, you will be able to master yourself in terms of presentation, in terms of content and the other. And every day when you keep on reading different things, and obviously after 3, 4, 5 months down the line, when you have good knowledge about things and you're also being good in terms of providing these things, then start using your own language. Because from that day, when you start using your own language, as you have good amount of knowledge and already you have a broad idea that how I need to present and I need to write the answer, what all content I need to provide as per the demand of question, then I'm telling you, you will be able to write a comparatively good answer. So follow a proper way. It should not be like that, I'll do this, I'll do that. You have to make a proper habit. So every day at least write one answer. Moreover, whether I'm writing the answers good or not. See, for this you need to join a test series program, and the test series program are being offered by so many institutes. Okay, so point is what, when it comes to joining an institute, one thing that you need to assure that whatever team that they have hired, they are checking the answer properly or not. Okay, because feedback is something which is very important. Are you getting what the institutes are being doing currently? They are being hiring those people, you know, who are not very good, and they're just simply writing it, and they are being offering them good amount of money that you need to do, check this number of copy or that number of copy. So I'm not going to comment what the institutes are being doing, because I'm also being connected with the institute Drishti IAS, and what I've seen in our institute, that we people are being doing kind of having a very good team where when it comes to checking the answer, we have been providing good amount of time, and we're also been trying to provide a very balanced feedback so that candidate will learn every day. Okay, so that is totally your call. So point is what, you need to find out a person or an institute who is being comparatively better in terms of providing you a writing skill, that this is the way you need to write an answer. For example, when I used to prepare, I can say it was my luck that I came to the contact one person that time who used to teach in certain institutes, and he was kind of a very good. So he helped me selflessly. So what I used to do, I used to, went to his house in the morning, and then he was providing me a good amount of time that you need to write answer in this way, that way. And because of this, I was able to score highest mark in public administration in my attempts. And moreover, I was always also being able to score very good marks on the GS, but it was a kind of a luck, I would say, that I was not able to, came into the final list. That was a different story. So point is what, you need to simply work upon, or you need to find out somebody who is being good in terms of helping you in terms of developing your writing skill, and he will give you proper feedback for that. So the most important part is what, that you need to have somebody who will help you in terms of improving your writing skill if you're not good in that. Moreover, this is one part. Plus you also need to prepare for essay. So essay, obviously, when you prepare for the GS and when you will read different things, so automatically you can say your content for the essay will also be kind of prepared. So in essay, the things will be a little different, that you need to write around 1250 words, which is being quite high in comparison to what you are writing in the GS paper. So here you need to develop the writing skills in a different way. Here in the GS paper, you need to simply synchronize the information and you need to provide it in a lesser words, more things you need to provide. And in case of essay, you need to simply write on a one particular topic, and there you have a complete freedom that you can write good number of words. So the idea will be different. So you need to prepare accordingly. You need to prepare in that particular way. So do remember, learning to write a good answer will take time. It will take, or it will require good amount of practice. It requires good amount of patience, and if you will be able to hold yourself, you will be able to continue this process for around 3-4 months, then certainly you will be able to excel in the mains examination, when it comes to getting good marks. Now the point is what? If you're not good, and if let's suppose you have good amount of knowledge and if you're not having good writing skills, so it's not like that. Those students are not clearing the examination. They're also able to clear the examination, but the point is they're not being able to get a comparatively better rank. So I've seen students in the preparation part that they have less knowledge, but the way they've been presenting their answer has been kind of quite good, and they've been getting very good marks. And I've seen students who are having a very good knowledge about the content, about everything, but when it comes to presenting it, they're not that great. So in that case, they are being able to clear the examination, but the point is the kind of rank they're getting is not fetching them the job of IAS or IPS, or you can say IRS. So they've been getting the allied services. So point is what? Please, if you're being serious about the preparation, then do the practice in this way. See, I am giving you my perspective that how you can prepare. So, and this is for those who are not good at all, those who are being kind of having some sort of fear psychosis that I'm not able to write a good answer. So from the very first day, if you do in this way, you will get good feedback, and slowly you will improve on. Okay, so follow this, it will really help you. So I'll come with more video in the upcoming time. So the next video I'm going to provide about the review of a book of Sanjeev Verma sir, which I recently updated. In that I incorporated the recent economic survey and the budget. So I'll come with a review of that particular book because it was recently released in the market with all the updates. So thank you very much and take care. Bye-bye.